Boogie Cousins is having a big man reunion with Anthony Davis. This time, it's in LA. They'll be joining LeBron on a revamped Lakers roster, and Boogie is brimming with optimism about his new team. Cousins says, quote, "The roster is incredible. I think we got a lot of talented beasts. On paper, we look legit. We look like we have a great chance to compete for a title." Shannon, do you like these comments?
He's right. I don't have a problem with it, Skip. On paper, they have a lot of talent, and it looks like
beast.
And it looks like they could contend for a title, but you don't play the game on paper in no sport. Because we've seen teams gear up in the offseason in football, Skip, and they sign big-time free agents in baseball, and it doesn't pan out. You got to play the game. Skip, I don't think people realize just how talented Boogie was. Boogie once had a 44, 24, 10 in a game just 2 years ago. That's how talented he was. Rajon Rondo is an 8.5 career assist guy, led the league in assists 4 times. Avery Bradley and Danny Green, Skip, they're not what they once were. But I believe having been on the big stage, they're better equipped to handle the moments than the young kids from the last year that the Lakers had.
I buy that.
So with that being said, I agree with Boogie, and I have no problem with what he said.
I must admit, the harder I look at your new roster, the more it grows on me. I'm not sure I want to go to talented beasts, but I do look down this and I start asking myself how much I like these players. And obviously we have LeBron and AD at the top, and then we have DeMarcus. And I told you he's the ultimate X factor. He could turn back into a star.
If he does, it's going to be over for some people.
I am rooting for him. I know you've covered him and gotten to know him, but I root for him because I said before that draft, he's better than John Wall. I'm taking him #1 overall. I know he doesn't back me up on the defensive end, and I do worry about him there, but he is a gifted passer as well as a talented beast of a scorer. He's the talented beast.
Yes.
Who's been, he has had one of the worst runs of injury god luck in the history of the game because he has been forced to suffer the 2 most mysterious injuries in all of sports. The Achilles rupture, which you never can explain, am I right?
Right.
And the other, even weirder one is the quad rupture. His just tore, it didn't rupture, but it's so infrequent. Charles Barkley had it at the end of his career, then Tony Parker.
He actually literally tore his.
And Tony Parker ruptured his. They come at the end of their careers.
Correct.
And now DeMarcus isn't near the end of his career, but he's gone through an Achilles rupture and a quad tear back to back on top of each other. It's impossible. And it is humbling because it makes you wonder, why me? What did I do to deserve this?
I'm sure he asked those questions a lot of times because you're lying there. You're like, man, I'm in line for a big payday and this. I'm playing well with Golden State in the minutes that I'm playing and now this. But, Skip, I just think the thing is in Stacks, Stacks and I was talking off air, he said Boogie already lost 15 pounds. And I think the thing for him, if he can get some of the lift back, if he can become 85, 90% of the player that he once was, that's plenty good enough. Because he could score. Because remember, I think the last game of the season, well, maybe not the last game, but they were playing the Nuggets and the Joker. And it was big, and he gave it to him.
He can.
He gave it to
anybody.
Yes.
Okay, so I look down your roster and I start saying to myself, do I like Avery Bradley? Yes, I like him. Do I like KCP? Yeah. Caruso, do I like him? Yes, I do. I really like Quinn Cook. That's a nifty pickup for this team. Then I keep going down and I say, wait a second, JaVale? Boy, he had a good year last year, right?
Rim run, protect.
And to your point, Rondo coming off the bench as the backup point guard is like, really? And then we got Kuzma, and it's a loaded roster. They rallied. Rob Pelinka, after all the criticism and flack that he took, he did an excellent job of rallying, and their roster is right there with the Clippers. It's very close, and there are about 5 teams right in the rearview mirror who all got shots.
I love it. I love
but you know what? Bottom line, to what DeMarcus said, he did say games are not played on paper. So he has grown up to the point he gets that now. Okay?
A little consensus between you two. I'm not sure what to do with it.
Well, I got to give it up, man.
Yeah, you got to give it up. Oh, Shay. Oh, look, I got my Pelican brief suit on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't even talk about the Pelicans because they're coming.
There's a sleeper team.
They're a sleeper?
They're a sleeper. Mark my words. Up next this morning, is there turmoil swirling around Skip's Cowboys? They probably won't agree on that. We'll discuss that next.
right? Okay, Clippers and Lakers, for let's just say the Lakers. You mean to tell me, even though they did not want to trade him to the Lakers, if Magic calls up Popovich, R.C. Buford, whomever is doing the deal, says, I got 4 unprotected lottery picks. I got 2 players for you.
I think they were dug in San Antonio. We're not going to give him to the West. We're going to force him to go all the way to Canada for 1 year.
Even for 4 picks.
Okay.
I mean, think about it.
But that's how Pop moved. I'm not even close to the player Kawhi is.
Yeah.
Pop wouldn't even send me to a Western Conference team. So I know he wasn't going to send Kawhi to a Western Conference team.
There you go. Bingo. Okay. So the point was that he finally joins forces with the other guy who had snubbed LeBron for 2 straight years. They're both Southern California kids who grew up wanting to be Lakers, and they say, let's go to the Clippers because we don't want to play with him. Let's go team up against the king in his castle, Staples Center, right?
Right.
Now, that's a boss move of all time.
That is.
And it's gutsy. Now he's got to your point, now you got to back it up. And I don't know if they're capable of backing it up, those two together.
But when I look at Paul for what he did, he's like, okay, I get to OKC for half a season. We get bounced in the first round. But if I play with Russ, we're starting to figure each other out. If I play with Russ, I think we can make a deep playoff run. It becomes very, very easy. It becomes abundantly clear to Paul George. With Russ as his point guard, we're not winning a title. Skip, it's hard for a guard to lead your team to a playoff. We haven't seen it a whole lot. You got to go back to Kobe, Magic, Isaiah, those type guys that lead teams to titles. For the most part, it's a 6'9" and up league. If you got that guy and he's a superstar, he can take you places. Paul George came to the realization, bro, the same thing that KD came to. I'm not going to win here.
But to your point, I do agree with you, because for him to make a quiet announcement at 2 in the morning and how big it was, he didn't have to have a press conference like LeBron did to go to Miami. And his announcement was just as big. So to your point, you are right. His announcement
power.
and the way he did it, was a lot of power, because I guarantee you, Bron was thinking it was a possible chance that he was coming to the Lakers too.
No, I think he thought it was 95%.
Right. A lot of people actually thought that. Even me, knowing Kawhi, I was thinking he was going there. So that move was very powerful.
But here's the thing. It would have been very interesting to see if Sam Presti says, nah, I'm good. He got 3 more years on this deal. He got 2 more years on this deal. Nah, we good. What does Kawhi do? Is Kawhi going to Clippers by himself? Because, Skip, my guy's that dog. My dog went out the yard by himself with no collar, no chip in his neck, and came to the Lakers.
And missed the playoffs.
And your guy was all sneaky.
You heard that.
What? He missed the playoffs.
Okay.
No, but he went it alone. If Kawhi should have gone to the Clippers. Let's see what he would have done. We could have saw that.
He went to Toronto, though.
Hold on. Toronto won 59 games the year before. They were the number 1 overall seed. Did they?
In the East?
I'm saying. And guess what? Toronto was still in the East when Kawhi played for him.
When the last time the champion came out the East? LeBron.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and where was LeBron last year?
When the next championship came out, Kawhi Leonard.
Let me ask you a question. Where was LeBron at? In the West?
He was in the West.
Oh, in the West?
At home watching with us?
In the West?
Okay, but what closes the boss deal, what closes most powerful man deal is suddenly everybody realizes yesterday, wait a minute, it's only a 2-year commitment with the Clippers? So your man can't fight one thing, that's Father Time. He can't beat Father Time.
They're going to hold him off, though.
He might hold him off for a while.
So far, though.
But, okay, for 2 more years, whatever, that's your 17 and 18.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, these 2 guys are free again. So they could replace him on the Lakers, and then their childhood dreams would be completely realized. Maybe he fades into the sunset. This is boss. Kawhi's Sose.
Where did they get this, signing these short-term deals? LeBron.
They came.
Exactly. That's your godfather.
Okay.
It was Frank Nitti. But Frank Nitti was the enforcer.
But to quote Kawhi after the deal happened, his exact words, I always keep something under my sleeve. Everybody wanted, he said, he told me in the text message, everybody wanted me to do what they wanted me to do. I took my time and made the decision I wanted to make.
I'm all for that.
Okay? Now, bottom line, You got to back it up.
Got to back it up.
All right.
We'll
but
see.
you know the king coming. You know that too, though.
I'm excited.
You know
I'm
that
excited.
Comeback season for the
That
A's.
first game
That's
in
what it-
Staples.
Ooh, I gotta be
Gotta
there.
leave it here, gentlemen, because we've
Yes,
got
ma'am.
much more to talk about. You're staying with us,
I will.
and we are
Yep.
talking about the Heat. And
we?
would they be a contender if Russell Westbrook joined forces? Steven's got some scoop when Undisputed comes back.